Well, the New York teams were busy today as Cody Bellinger signed a 5-year $162.5 to return to the Yankees. It's kind of anticlimactic because you feel like the Yankees needed to do this. There are opt-outs after year 2 and 3, but he'll make $84.5 the first 2 years with a full no trade clause. Feels pretty fair, and a $20 million signing bonus. I don't know why it took so long, but good for the Yankees. And then on the other side, no Freddie fastballs for the Braves. Freddie Peralta traded to the Mets for shortstop Jet Williams and right-handed pitcher Brandon Sproat. I'm sorry if I messed up that name, but that is 2 top 70 prospects to the Milwaukee Brewers, plus a right-handed pitcher Tobias Myers, about 3.5 ERA to the Mets as well. So I think that's more of a swingman piece. I think both did well here. The Mets are certainly more scary, but I think you need a Freddie Peralta extension for me to say this is a complete win for the Mets, but they definitely bolstered their rotation. For the Braves fans that are mad that Freddie Peralta is not a Brave, I get it. I'm not happy either, and having to compete against them in the division stinks, but this is the equivalent of maybe Cam Kittaniti and Alex Lodesy, which feels untouchable to me. Maybe we could have done a little bit more, but I just feel like we couldn't compete with that deal. And if you can't guarantee me an extension, I would be a little gun shy about it. I would be really happy to have Freddie Peralta, but I'm not saying the Mets have not improved. They definitely have. It's just going to be interesting how they deploy it all, and see if they can avoid the injuries and the weird stuff that typically happens with the Mets. But I think they've done a solid job of revamping their roster, and it's definitely going to be scary. But you still got to play the games. And if you don't get an extension for Freddie Peralta, I really, really like this from the Brewers' perspective. I think they did well, but it's also annoying because it was only an $8 million number. And the Brewers always do the raise type stuff, so I also get that, but it is what it is. It's Framber Valdez and Zach Gallen are still out there, but the qualifying offer draft pick being attached may be a different story, and I think that's why the Braves haven't acted on that necessarily. I don't know if we get a starting pitcher, even though Alex Anthopoulos, that's what he's preached this entire offseason. I still think we've had a really solid offseason. And obviously the House on Kim news is a damper to it, but I think that everything is still solid. We'll see what happens. It's still only January 21st. And a lot of dominoes could still fall. But the Mets are scary, solid, but interesting in how they deploy everything. And there's a lot of caveats to everything. But I think the New York teams improved today. And that's a little sad for me, because I always like to talk about Braves improving and making moves and things of that nature. But Freddie Peralta is not a Dodger, but I think every trade and every move has been in a lease recently, so hopefully the Braves are the next one to do that. But as always, go baseball, go Braves, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, helps out a lot. Thanks, guys.